Mirian Lin is the account manager at Synology. She joins us for this episode of What's Next. Welcome to the show, Mirian. Lovely to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Aki, for having me today. I'm really excited to share our South Africa market with Synology.
Fantastic. Well, listen, it's been an interesting 18 to 24 months. I mean, lots of changes in, global technology. So how has Synology's South African business evolved over the last 18 to 24 months? And which countries and segments are driving this trajectory? What are you seeing?
We actually having strong momentum from last year all the way to this year. Then the business had been heavily impacted due to global inflation of technology components. However, we have communicated well with our local partners and advised contingency plan to move large shipment to South Africa before the multiple inflation came in. So with this strategy has actually allowed Synology products to delay its price increase against other brands. So we were able to have good growth this year in Q2 also. And in terms of industry segment, we're seeing solid demands across mining, government, manufacturing, media, and even in education, where organizations are investing in secure storage, backup, and data protection as part of their digital transformation initiatives.
Fantastic. Now, how has the regional buyer profile changed? I mean, what's different about what they're asking for now versus 2 years ago? Has anything changed?
Actually, not much has changed, which is good. We are still seeing strong awareness, sensing this strong awareness on digital transformation, especially in data protection side.
Okay, so that's interesting. So the digital transformation is still growing at an incredible pace, but you're seeing a lot of data protection, and that's becoming a critical aspect of your business, which is very, very interesting to hear. Um, is that like very different to 2 years ago? Are you seeing a massive shift, or is it kind of stabilizing, or is there anything coming up on the horizon, for example?
Uh, there's not much changes, I would say. So we are still just from our perspective, what we change is that we focus more on the uh, enterprise level already with our new enterprise product level. So switching from SMB to enterprise.
Okay, so if you had to look at this and describe Synology's regional channel today, distributors and the verticals, where would you say that is the strongest factor when it comes to distribution and all the verticals where Synology's playing in the channel today?
So today we start to work with our national distributors. I mean, we've been working with them for many years already, but at the same time, we are having more and more many well-known IT channel partners. And actually, our next goal here is to build several concentrated groups in each major cities across South Africa, which we can start with Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban, and so on. And actually, this group doesn't have to be very large. We just need a handful of key SIR that share the same passion and the same vision as Synology and bring our solution to South Africa market with them together. So in terms of vertical, our channel is quite diverse, but we're seeing good opportunities here still, as mentioned before, the mining sector, government, and even education sector. So we are working together with them, get to know more our SIR. Once we know their verticals very clearly, then it's as that's our next step actually.
Okay, that's interesting. And in terms of investments, what kind of investments are you making into the partner ecosystem this year, 2026?
Invest in terms of investment, I would say that mainly will be focused in close engagement, training, webinars, seminars, and even sales support, and mainly to bond with our key SR. And so basically, our goal here is to work closely with them focus on them and let them understand their strengths so we can help them build a deeper expertise around our Synology solutions.
Okay, fantastic. Now, your enterprise buyers here in South Africa, what are they asking Synology? What are they asking you
Uh,
for that's different from other regions, for example? Are we different from other regions? So what are your local enterprise buyers asking you for?
So actually, we are having more and more inquiries from South Africa with customers comparing Synology with other enterprise brands like Dell or and HPE. And this is actually a very good sign for us uh, as it levels Synology status in the enterprise sector, which is the one that we want to enter. And it's creating more opportunities for us. So the biggest difference between Synology and these other vendors is that our solution is has richness features and with very very little licensing cost. So that's how we highlight from it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the conversation is a lot around data sovereignty here in South Africa. People are talking about where does your data reside? When you have that conversation about on-prem, how is the on-prem versus cloud conversation playing out, particularly against the backdrop, which I just discussed a second ago about the data sovereignty and where the data resides. Some companies say we want our data to reside here in South Africa. That's being compliant. What are you seeing from your customers?
So for now, it's like no so much about that they are concerned of, but we are foreseeing that the data sovereignty will soon become a next focusing awareness for them. Right now, they are still in the data protection and digital transformation, and that's the trend now in South Africa. But sooner or later, they're gonna become the next topic will be sovereignty.
Very interesting. Now, Synology, I see, continues to expand beyond the traditional NAS solutions. You're continually evolving, you're continually innovating. How would you describe Synology's vision in 2026?
So that's a very good question. So our vision is actually to become a data management and protection platform. So we want to help the organization to take full control of their data, which is the data sovereignty that we were talking about. And while we are well known for NAS, our mission goes beyond storage. We want to be able to help the organizations to overcome the challenges like the cybersecurity threats that they are facing, data sovereignty, compliance requirement, and complexity of managing growing data volumes. And for SMB and customers, we want to continue to deliver very simple, reliable, and cost-effective solution. And at the same time, we are expanding into the enterprise market with solutions designed for mission critical workloads with high performance storage and also cyber resilience and large scale of data protection. So ultimately, our goal is to make enterprise-grade data management simple, secure, and accessible for all organizations.
Look, AI has become a big talking point. It has been for the last few years. Across various technology industries, I think every industry is embedded in discussing how AI is shifting. How is Synology integrating AI into its ecosystem and products? SMB, enterprise, AI, data security, even backup, because you've got such a broad range of products.
Yeah, exactly. So for all these AI coming and then all of the different products coming, for us, AI is transforming actually how organizations are creating, managing, and then using the data. But with behind every successful AI adoption strategies is something fundamental and what we believe that you have to have secure and accessible and also well managed data. So with Synology, we want to help the customer to build that AI-ready data infrastructure. And so 2 points. For SMBs and individuals, we use AI to simplify tasks such as intelligent search, content management, and even help them to write emails or reply emails. And for enterprise point of view, our focus is to enabling organizations to leverage AI, but still maintaining full control over their data. So using AI, but on-prem basically, and supporting private AI environments with secure data protection and high-performance storage. So in here, basically, I would say our role is to ensure organizations to have full ownership and full control of their data, and providing a trusted data foundation that allows business to adopt AI with confidence.
Okay. When you look at the mistakes that organizations make, what would you say are the most common backup mistakes that organizations make today?
I'll say one of the biggest misconceptions is thinking that having backup automatically means that you are fully protected. But in reality, many organizations, they only discover their weaknesses in their backup strategy when they actually need to recover from an incident. So another common mistake that I would say is that not following up the best practices. So at Synology, we always recommend the customer to follow the 3-2-1-1-0 strategy. So meaning that they will have 3 copies of data, 2 different mediums, 1 offsite copy, and apart from that, to have 1 immutable or air gap copy. And finally, the 0, that means that they will have 0 errors when they do the backup. That can be done and achieved through regular testing. So many organizations, they will skip this part, or they'll never test their backup. So in the end, backup isn't just about storing data. So what it matters the most is making sure that your business can recover quickly and keep running.
Interesting. Yeah. Test and test and test. How important has that immutable backup become for enterprise customers?
Immutable backup has become essential basically for enterprise data protection because, modern ransomware now targets both production and also the backup. So this is why we want to emphasize the 3-2-1-1-0 strategy, which is so important. The additional one that provides the immutable or the air gap copy, and the 0 that ensures backup are regularly verified. So with that, you can have ready your recovery. So with Synology, I would say that immutable backup is a key part, and it gives organization a trusted recovery point. So it reduces the downtime and also helps them restore critical services quickly and confidently. For enterprises, I think the question is no longer whether immutable backup is necessary, because this is 100%, but it's actually how quickly they can restore critical services and resume operations after a cyber attack.
Okay. So everyone knows that Synology dominates the SMB space. I use your products and I love using your products. I've got a Synology drive there. I'm looking it up on my server rack there. But with the
Amazing.
new PA, with the new PAS 7700, you're stepping straight into the turf of legacy giants like NetApp, Pure, and even Dell. The specs look great on paper, but how do you actually convince a cautious enterprise IT director who has always seen Synology and SMB brand to trust you with their most critical tier 1 data pipelines? Because it's a big jump.
Yeah, we totally understand. We understand that enterprises are really cautious about changing mission critical infrastructure that could, you know, introduce operational risk. That's why our strategy has never been about asking customers to replace their entire infrastructure overnight. Instead, we focus on what we call the entry enterprise opportunity. So basically, it's where customers, they can start with one department or just a specific workload, with, of course, a POC. So this allows them to test Synology performance and reliability with minimal risk. So whenever they feel confident, then they can expand and grow. And actually, we have already global companies such as Toyota, Korean Air that are already using Synology solutions. So, Synology solutions is really trusted and enterprise already. It's just now we are one step ahead more, which is the with a PAS 7700. We aim to provide enterprise level performance, cyber resilience, and with simple management. So with this, we want to allow the customer to modernize their infrastructure at their own pace.
Okay, it makes perfect sense. Miriam, it's a very interesting market you're playing in, and your technology is fantastic. As I said, I use it myself, and it's great to see how the organization and Synology is evolving from just in the SMB space to playing in the tier one data pipelines. I think it's a massive market, and the amounts of data that people are storing today is astonishing, and it's such a critical part of business today. So thank you for your time, Mirian Lin, who is the account manager at Synology. Thank you for joining us for this episode of What's Next.
Thank you so much, and looking forward to having more to share about our South Africa market.